South Africa's television and film industry is often sold to us as a world of glamour, prestige, and celebration. Red carpets, awards, magazine covers, and glossy interviews. But behind the lights and the applause hides a truth so dark, so unsettling, that most of us never hear about it until it's too late. The truth is simple. In South Africa, actors are disposable. Many of the very people whose faces we grew up watching on our screens, whose voices carried us through stories that shaped our culture, are now living in poverty, battling depression, and fighting for survival after being chewed up and spat out by the very industry they gave their lives to. Take Nandi Nyembe, for instance, a veteran actress who gave decades of her life to building South African television. She has spoken openly about how difficult it is to survive as an older actress in this country. Despite her iconic roles in series like Yizo Yizo and Soul City, she has had to fight not just for fair pay, but for basic respect in an industry that forgets its legends the moment they're no longer in the spotlight. Ageism runs rampant. The second an actor turns grey, the calls slow down, the money dries up, and the industry moves on to the next fresh face. Gcina Mkhize, another powerhouse performer, revealed just how poorly treated actors are on set. She described how contracts are designed to benefit production houses and broadcasters while leaving actors with little protection. Exploitation is baked into the system. Hours are long, conditions are brutal, and when the cameras stop rolling, the pay often isn't enough to cover even basic living expenses. Roderick Jaftha, once a familiar face on our screens, found himself unemployed and struggling despite years of loyal service to the industry. He is not alone. Carlo Radebe, another veteran, was forced to speak out after being sidelined, ignored, and discarded. These are people who gave their youth, their energy, their craft, and in return, they were left with nothing. Even celebrated talents like Brenda Ngxoli have not been spared. Despite her success and acclaim, she spoke publicly about the low pay that actors are subjected to and the lack of royalties from rebroadcasts. Imagine pouring your soul into a performance that gets replayed on national television for years, while you don't receive a single cent beyond your original fee. Broadcasters profit, production houses profit. The actors? They are left to rot. And then there's Luthuli Dlamini, a respected figure who has graced countless productions. Yet behind the scenes, he has faced the same battles: underpayment, contractual disputes, and a system that does not value the very people that make it possible. Stories like his are proof that no matter how high you climb in this industry, the system is designed to pull you back down. The exploitation isn't just about money. It's about dignity. It's about how actors are treated as replaceable commodities. They're overworked, underpaid, and tossed aside when they demand better. It's about how unions like the South African Guild of Actors have tried to intervene, but are constantly ignored by powerful broadcasters who know they hold all the cards. There are no strong laws to protect actors' rights in this country, no safety net when careers end, no pension, no royalties. Here's how the exploitation often plays out in practice, step by step, almost like a cynical assembly line. 1. A production hires talent on short, one-off contracts or as freelancers with no promise of future work. 2. The production stretches hours, squeezes shoots into tight schedules, and then delays or withholds payments under the excuse of cash flow or paperwork. 3. Actors are pressured to sign contracts that transfer their rights, one flat fee for all uses, so the producer can rerun, resell, and profit forever. 4. When reruns make money, the actors see none of it. 5. Anyone who complains or asks for basic enforcement gets quietly sidelined or labeled difficult, making it harder to be rehired. After that, the company moves on to the next project and the next fresh face, leaving the exploited performers to scramble for survival. It's a simple, brutal cycle. Hire, extract, dump, repeat. This is structural violence disguised as business as usual. It explains why some of our brightest lights end up with empty pockets and broken spirits. It explains why a veteran's decades of work don't translate into security or dignity. And the cost is human. Public humiliation, foreclosure notices, medical bills unpaid, careers ruined by blacklisting or by the quiet withholding of opportunities. The mental health fallout is enormous: depression, anxiety, and in the worst cases, lives cut short by despair. The people who made us laugh and cry are often the ones who have the least to fall back on. Until there is legal recognition of performers' rights, enforceable minimums, and a system for residuals and royalties, this machine will continue to grind them down. Until employers are legally required to honor contracts, escrow payments for background artists, and stop demanding one-off buyouts of moral and economic rights, nothing will change. The harsh truth is this: the applause dies, the cameras move on, and behind the bright facade, an industry designed to profit from creativity continues to treat human beings like disposable assets. If you watch TV tonight, remember the faces on the screen. Remember that behind many of them is a story of quiet sacrifice, a battle for respect, and an industry that still refuses to value the people who make it tick.